please come to the stage just in this area on the right, please? You know if you're on this panel or not.
And then walk in together like a statement. Any guesses yet? So our next panel is Lifestyle, Fashion and Design. We would like to call upon our moderator that's going to be moderating this panel, Niharika Gautam, Naomi Osamuda,
Zainab Ashadu. Suchitra Kaul Mishra on behalf of Pragya. Avantika Mehta.
Inimpon Ituk, Kalpana Chaudhary, Mofo Luvoso. Pardon me, I'm learning the names, as you can tell. Look at this, I was telling you. Look at this lineup of women. Okay. Aisha Augie Kutar.
Nigeria in the house.
Rashmi Chadha. Iniobong E. Frank. Is she with us? No? She's here? Is she on the stage? She's not here. Okay. Alice Udaw. Alice Udaw is here? No? Stella?
I have a better idea.
Stella.
Let's have this.
All right.
Okay, just give us your names and your country. I know India, Nigeria.
Niharika Gautam, India.
Avantika Mehta, India.
Naomi Osemedua, Nigeria.
Mofolu Osho Ilevari, Nigeria.
Nimfon Etuk, Nigeria. Filling in for Pragya, India.
I'm here for Kalpana. I'm Yogita from India.
Rashmi Chadha, India.
Beautiful. Let's have you guys India, Nigeria, India, Nigeria. Let's fill in the gaps. Bridge the world.
Bridge the gap.
That is so beautiful, ladies. Really, that's what we've been talking about. Stepping outside our continent codes, stepping outside our country codes. Woo! Niharika, would you be kind enough to host your beautiful ladies?
Hi everyone, I'm Niharika Gautam.
Am I supposed to do the speech here or just an introduction? Now you can do your speech. Okay.
I'm Niharika Gautam and I am business head with fashion label Ashish UK Limited, and I'm also associated with United Nations for Sustainable Development Goals in fashion industry. But this plenary, as you see, is not only about fashion. I mean, it's about glamour, but we have lovely ladies here from India who are experts in their own right, and they are going to share their own story. So just be ready for the valuable information. So let me start with mine. When I was a kid, I was asked by my school teacher to write the name of my favorite Disney character on the blackboard. And I wrote the Evil Queen. And my teacher said that you mean Aurora or maybe Cinderella. I said no, I mean the Evil Queen. Petrified and confused, she looked at me. And it goes without saying that my parents were called for a parents-teachers meet the other day. And she asked me, why do you want to be like her? I said, she's such a badass, so I want to be like her. So throughout my childhood days, I found myself drawn to these powerful female villains. Hela, Maleficent, Harley Quinn, the White Witch, Ravenna, and of course, the Evil Queen. And as I grew up, I noticed one thing, that all these powerful female villains had one thing in common. Can you guess? Anyone? The ambition. All these female villains were powerful, ambitious, driven go-getters. They were all independent women. So the narrative may change, but story remains the same. These villains, these female villains have to claim their titles over and over again, facing down systems and societies. And, you know, over time, they are given titles like the Black Sheep, the Cast Out, the Witch, and the Ugly Duckling. But she is a woman who doesn't care what people say to her. She's a woman who doesn't care how she's supposed to behave, and she flings these rules back in the face of society. So you might laugh, but I believe that we all need to be like the Evil Queen. We keep ourselves hiding, we keep hiding our true power, our true potential, but we need to be like her. So my question to you is, are you the independent, go-getter, ambitious woman, aka the Evil Queen? If yes, then I have a good news for you. We are now an official partner of leanin.org, the non-profit organization by Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, and we have started a circle called Lean In Goddesses. So this circle is for women who are unapologetically ambitious. So I invite you all to join us. And if I ask you today to commit to just one thing, embrace ambition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niharika. That's just wonderful and just a perfect way to start our panel. Next, I would like to invite Naomi Osimidua. If you can please come up on stage. She's the founder, the Women with Stories International, all the way from Nigeria. A big round of applause from Naomi.
Thank you. At the age of 22, I ran away from home and I eloped. And where I come from, that was totally and is still unacceptable. I met someone and I felt I wanted to be with him. So I walked away from my family, I walked away from everything that was safe to the unknown. 9 years later, in 2009, I became a single mom with 2 children, depressed, devastated, angry, mad at the world, and wondering, how did I get here? And that journey left me at a point where I needed to make a decision. Do I hold on to the past, or do I step into the beautiful future that I could have regardless of my past? And I am so thankful that I chose the latter. And one of the things I quickly learned on my journey is forgiveness is not about the other person. It is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. And so I gave myself that gift of forgiveness. And I opened up my heart to finding love again, because I knew well enough that hurting people hurt others. And so I dealt with everything I could deal with God on my side. And in 2013, I found love again, and I got married. And so when I was pregnant and, I had a baby, and while nursing him at home in 2015, I found a live streaming app called Periscope. And I became an early adopter because this was a time where there was no Facebook Live, there was no Instagram Live. And it was so good that people would come into my broadcast and tell me, right now, you are the only one who is live in Africa. And yesterday, I got a reminder from Facebook because exactly 3 years ago, April 11th, 2016, my channel on Periscope trended with so many millions of users, And then I became known as the African Queen of live streaming. And it's amazing because that journey led me to building a business where today I am known as a global media strategist. And I teach you how to take your business from local to global, meaning why be local when you can be global? Whatever you have to offer is not good enough for just your community. There are people all around the world that need what you have to offer. And in using technology and embracing the powerful medium of live videos, I started telling my story of becoming a victim of domestic abuse. And that led me to the Women with Stories International. And so today, I share my stories, and I have women across the world that we've had on our platform who are sharing their stories of hope and the things that they've survived. Because what we believe at the Women with Stories International is whatever you've gone through and survived that didn't kill you has given you a cure. And the cure is not just for you. Your responsibility is to find that cure, and your responsibility also is to serve humanity with the cure that you have. And so today I am greatly honored to stand here and not just alone with some beautiful soul sisters from around the world. I have two beautiful ladies who gave me their platforms even when I was still trying to figure out what I was doing with videos. Ini from Abuja and Fofo, who was in Switzerland, and we connected via Facebook. And she told me of an amazing event that was happening. These two ladies, without knowing, pushed me even to bigger capacity that I wasn't thinking of. So when people say women are their greatest enemies, I beg to differ. My story is different. And of course, Niharika. When I got the message from her last year on Facebook Messenger, I didn't know her. I had never met her. And I said to her, "How did you find me?" And she said, "I found you when you were live on Instagram." Never underestimate the power of visibility. I want you to look at the woman next to you, find someone, look at them eyeball to eyeball, and say, your story is your gift.
Your story is your gift.
Do you know you have a cure?
Do you know you have a cure?
Have you found your cure?
Have you found your cure?
And if you haven't, be sure to speak to Naomi. My name is Naomi Osemedua, and I am also known as the Sparkle Queen, and I sprinkle my sparkle effect everywhere I go. Thank you.
We have a red Tinkerbell in the house. Is that the right word, that sparkles everything everywhere, the Tinkerbells? Yeah, but I'm wearing your color. So thank you, Naomi. That is wonderful. You've enlightened us. A big round of applause for you. Next, I would like to invite the lovely lady that's representing Pragya. She can come up. A big round of applause for you. Madam, will you share your name again?
Good afternoon, ladies, my soul sisters. I'm representing a very dear friend in Bangalore. Her name is Pragya Prasoon Joshi. In 1984, this 23-year-old girl was taking a train journey and going for a job training interview, for internship basically. She was sleeping in the train peacefully at night, and she had been married 10 days ago. So she was a young bride, sleeping in the train with new dreams of a new job. That night, her jilted lover came and threw acid on her face. And Pragya found herself in the hospital with 80% burns. It was the worst nightmare that can ever happen to a human being. But Pragya, she found the strength to pick up the pieces, and like they say, that whatever doesn't kill you can make you stronger. That's what she did. She found the strength to help other acid victims the moment she started getting a little better. All kudos to her husband, who supported her. She founded Ati Jeevan, that is Extra Life, and she networked with the burn victims in hospitals all over India, and since she understood their problems so well, she started this NGO, Ati Jeevan, to help them. She helped them with free surgeries, with laser treatments that they badly needed, eye restoration, vision restoration, hair transplants, and holistic support, which an acid victim needs. I am involved with Ati Jeevan as a laughter therapist. I go there to these girls and some men as well who got into burn accidents, and we learn to smile through the scars. But it's Pragya's spirit that makes her such a hero. And today I'm so grateful to Dr. Harbeen for recognizing her and honoring her. She couldn't make it, but she requested me to be here, and she told me that she wanted me to wear red and black because she said, even in the darkest of colors, the Shakti rises. And that's what binds us all together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing her personal story. It's just really unreal for somebody who's just gotten married, for them to happen. I cannot even imagine what she would have gone through that night. So thank you for bringing her story forward. A big round of applause for Pragya. Next, I would like to bring upon Avantika Mehta to come up on stage. Avantika is a writer, freelance journalist, and editor. Welcome, Avantika. A big round of applause for you. We heard you yesterday as well, I believe. We have not yet. Okay. Well, welcome for the first time.
Well, thank you. So there's a certain irony of me being here in the Women's Economic Forum because if there are any journalists... Right. There's a certain irony of me being here at a Women's Economic Forum because if any of you are journalists, you know we make no money. But how Niharika found me is that I founded a group called the Ladies Compartment, which I run on the side. I'm a social justice journalist, so I write a lot about women's issues, minority rights. The latest story I've written about is drought in Gujarat. And the reason I founded the Ladies Compartment goes back to a story which I think maybe all of us relate to. But how many here have had your mom say things like, "Oh my God, why are you wearing that? Nobody will take you seriously," right? Everybody. So when I was a kid, my answer to that was that, you know what, when I grow up, it'll be people like me who will be in charge and they will take me seriously because they will not care. And that is how we started. A lot of people assume there's a lot of people running the Ladies Compartment, but it's just me. We're on Instagram. I don't know why I say we. It's a pretty hard act to follow the amazing ladies who have spoken before me. But really I wanted a platform which had young girls be unashamed of topics that we never talk about. Female masturbation, periods, just general female libido, pride, lesbianism, bisexuality. And I didn't want to use influencer marketing at all. So I ran the platform on Instagram alone, on Instagram only, because I was the only one running it, and I have another full daytime job, so I didn't really have much time to go through several platforms. I wasn't expecting it to get popular because I really did think that maybe my mom was right. Surprisingly, it became really popular really fast. With a particular day on Saturday, I run a post called Sex Yourself Up Saturday. that talks only about female masturbation, and that's my most popular day. So most of the girls we're 75% women follow us, and about 25% men, who I'm guessing are about gay. So I'm thinking there are no straight men who follow us. I've been quite lucky not to be trolled for it, because it is quite out there, the website. And I also write about sustainable fashion. And oddly enough, I'm not part of the fashion world. I'm not interested in designers. I've never really been that interested in getting to know them either. One of the reasons I started doing that, writing about fashion and sustainable fashion, was, again, because I'm a journalist. And I sort of realized that within the fashion world, there was nobody who was critically analyzing anything honestly. And really, that's what the ladies' compartment is about. It's about being very authentic, very honest, and organically sort of growing yourself by connecting other women. I do hope all of you look at it and maybe also relate to it. And I hope to hear more stories today and on the rest of the days, which will definitely overshadow mine, because really I started doing it for fun, just because whatever else I do for a living is quite depressing.
You have time.
I do, I still have time. And as you can see, I'm a rather unprepared person. So one of the things that I've always kind of hoped for is that women are able to talk the same way as men talk. As a journalist, one of the things that I've always been told is that I'm a difficult person. I'm a volatile woman. I've kind of accepted that and really owned that now, because of, I don't think I'm particularly volatile, but I'm taking it as a compliment. And one of the things that I have noticed is whether it's a male editor or a female editor, they will tell you that you're difficult, and they will not accept that you're passionate about your work. Whereas the same behavior from, let's say, a man is considered ambitious, is considered passionate. And so through this platform of the ladies' compartment, I keep hoping to encourage more women to speak out without having that filter that we all have about what people will think, how everyone will perceive us. I find that to be quite useless, really. I don't think that any of us really need to. And I think if we just continue speaking our mind and being open long enough, change is inevitable, and equality is, how do I even put it? Equality is inevitable. It's something that no one is going to be able to stop. I think one of the greatest moments that I've had while running this website, which has only been around for a year, is when I have other young girls message me and they ask me things, intimate personal things, like how to masturbate and how to talk to their parents about being gay, or how to talk to their partners about being bisexual. I find that a particularly moving thing, that they would trust me with that, even though they don't know me, and that this space has been created in a way that they do feel comfortable doing that. And I'm hoping that it goes on, so that there are more young women, and frankly women my age and everyone's age, who no longer think of social norms that are so antiquated and frankly really boring. And just sort of discard them and go ahead and just be themselves fearlessly, without a filter, because really, who needs one? And I mean, I certainly hope to meet the rest of you, and I'm totally honored to be here, completely unprepared. And I'm really hoping my time is up.
Is the time up? We didn't hear the bellkeeper yet.
Oh no.
Thank you, Avantika. You know what? I think you've said all the right things in the 4 minutes that you've used. So I don't think your story will be overshadowed by anybody. You have your own story. You've created a space, a safe space for women to speak, especially the LGBTQ community itself, you know. They're very sensitive, they're very tender, so you've created a beautiful space and you've opened it up to people that are not open to listening to them, you know. So thank you for that. A big round of applause for you. I'm going to try my best. I can do it. Inim Fon Itak. A warm welcome. You can correct me.
You did. You got it right.
I got it. Yay.
Yes. And that's very rare, I must say.
Wow. I got coached by you. So she's the founder of She Form of Africa from Nigeria. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm actually used to getting acknowledged if I say hello, just so that I know there are people in the room. So hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you very much. My name is Inimfon Etuk. I am the founder of She Forum Africa, which is a women development, leadership, and lifestyle organization. Speaking of lifestyle, lifestyle is a choice. And it's not just a choice, it's a conscious choice. This is a choice that stems from your understanding of what your purpose is in life. A lot of people exist without ever truly finding out their purpose. Growing up as a little girl in kindergarten, it's very common to have the Parents' Day when they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody remembers something like that, right? The one where you say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. So who knows what I wanted to be? Who can guess? Teacher, singer. Oh, you think you like the sound of my voice? No, I remember stepping on my Parents' Teacher Day stage, and what I said was, when I grow up, I want to be the first woman pilot in Nigeria. I like the laughter from down there because it's very clear I'm not a pilot. I have never flown a plane. The most I've actually been near the cockpit is actually sitting as a passenger closer to the front, and that's it. But seriously speaking, and there's somebody who runs a program here called Seriously Speaking. So who is a pilot? A pilot is a high flyer. A pilot is somebody who goes from one destination to the other. And most of the time, the pilot doesn't fly alone. He has a huge cabin full of passengers with different backgrounds, going to different destinations, all of them looking forward to different appointments, so many things on their mind, people with families, old people, young people, women, girls. That is a pilot. My organization works with my team to use the tool of advocacy to amplify opportunities for women and girls. And I exist personally because of people like Naomi. She mentioned my name when she started speaking, and you know, my eyes watered. And each time she speaks, that happens, because I just do what I do. I don't expect to be thanked for it. I love creating opportunities for people. I love turning ideas into possibilities. I love working with people to drive their goals, to realize their dreams. And most of the time, it's a thankless job. Most of the time, it is a job where you cannot actually tell if you're making progress. Most of the time, you cannot even track if you're adding value. It is only when you encounter someone who has encountered you, whether or not you remember that encounter. And like she said, you know, she actually made a post last night on her social media, and I just saw a notification, Naomi tagged you, and I went to read it, and I was like, wow, this is on the eve of her going on stage, and she's giving me all of this accolade, and I just smiled. And then this morning again, So thank you very much, Naomi. It means a lot for me for you to acknowledge that. And before I get past that point, it's very important to acknowledge the people who've been a part of your success in life. It goes a long way beyond anything you could possibly physically do for them. I remember meeting another woman at some point, and she walked up to me and said, Ini, 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 and the way she was smiling and hugging me, it appeared that this must be somebody that I should know closely, and of course I had no idea who she was. But these days I've learned to just embrace whoever calls Ini, 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 because it must mean that you've been a part of our programs. And she comes to me and says, you know, God will bless you. And I'm like, amen, God will bless you too. But what is he blessing me for? He says, you don't know what happened to me. When I attended one of your programs, you know, I've been absent for 2 years now, but I had to go and register to go to school. This is a 45-year-old woman, and this was her first time going to school. So by this year, October, September, whenever school session ends this year, she would have concluded her final year in university. Wow. And I said to her, I must be at your graduation. And she says, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. You may not feel that you are doing much, but keep doing it. So going back to lifestyle, why I started out saying it is a conscious choice. You must remember and connect with whatever your purpose is. If you're still struggling with finding what your purpose is, go back to your child's mind. You know, my child's mind connected with the fact that I wanted to be somebody who was working with people's destinies. And that is why my child's mind interpreted that as being a pilot. But I'm not flying a plane today, but I'm here flying destinies. I am working with people to drive their aspirations and make sure that they reach their potential. I'd like to thank Dr. Hareen very much, she's not here, for having me on this platform. It means a lot to me, and it lends a lot of credibility to the value that I believe that we're adding. And on behalf of my team at Shiforum Africa, the women and girls who are part of our community, I'd like to really say thank you for the award that is being given to me today. And may we all be able to rise, thrive, and live out our full potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Inampon. That is absolutely amazing. I think even you say it yourself, you nurture good ideas into real opportunities, and that's what you did with that 45-year-old woman. You know, age is just a number. You can do it at any age, and you have to have inspiration. So you created that for her. So big round of applause for you. Next, I would like to invite Kalpana Chaudhary, a representative for Kalpana is here to come up on stage. Kalpana is the chair and founder of Kalpana Chaudhary. There's a foundation by her.
Yes.
Yes.
There are many, and I will be naming.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause.
Thank you.
And do mention your name.
Sure. I'm Yogita Bhayana. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm on behalf of my friend, very, very dear friend, very strong woman, Kalpana. She couldn't be here because she sprained her leg. And however, she was recovering from chemotherapy. She is a cancer fighter. I would not call her a cancer survivor. She's still a diva. She's still one person. You can meet her. Even when she was hospitalized, I had met her in Mumbai. I could see she's doing all fashion and everything. She was decked up, and she says, why shall I leave all that? Even her lipstick on, you know, during her sessions going on, you know. So this is the spirit one can learn from her. So I have got a message from her rather than I am speaking. I would like you to listen her message. So I will just read it out for you guys. By the way, she's just become cancer-free. It's very recent. So I will read out her message. It is my privilege to read on her behalf. Strong women aren't simply born. They are forged through the challenges of life. With each challenge, we grow physically, mentally, and emotionally. We move forward with our head held high and a strength that cannot be denied. When you have survived the storm, you are a strong woman. You are a warrior. I wanted to resume back my work after my cancer treatment to help show other women that they too can beat the cancer and come out stronger at the end. I always say that you were given this challenge because you are strong enough to overcome it. Even though you feel vulnerable at times for all the physical and mental changes of your body, but still positive, you control and be positive towards the gift of life. Chemo is never easy. Some would say that it is just hair. Some would say, oh my God, bald. Whichever group you belong to, there is a stigma to going through chemo. It was not the person's choice to go bald. The drug would do it for you. Much like, isn't it our choice to undergo the side effects of that which grows with it? Today, my PET scan results are negative, which means there is no evidence of disease. No cancer detected. From here, I will continue with my daily maintenance medication. I will have to get routine checkups, repeat imaging periodically over the years to come, but now we can breathe. I know for certain that God does not make mistakes, but He does make miracles. I am one, and you are too. Relationships are a precious gifts to be treasured every moment, and it took me all these time to realize. I also give my sincere gratitude to even those who left me alone to fight me this battle. They have taught me the biggest lesson of my life, made me super brave. One thing I never lose is my faith in God. Cancer picked the wrong diva. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for bringing that message from Kalpana. A big round of applause for Kalpana. I hope she recovers fast. With that, I would like to bring our next speaker. I can do it. I can do it. Mofolu Basso. Ilava Bear. Almost. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. All right. If wishes were horses, I should have been a boy. In the culture where I come from, having a boy is an important piece of being a family. And for my father, it was even much more important because it was linked to a lot of inheritance. And so after my mom had 3 daughters, and she was pregnant with me, you can imagine how much excitement, optimism, and hope they had that this time I would be the heir. She got special treatment. There were no scans back then, but there were fortune tellers, there were prophets, there were praying mountains. And every time she rubbed her tummy, it was almost like hope about to come to pass. And then I came out, a bouncing baby girl. On one hand, they were excited because anyone who's had a baby knows the pain you go through. But on the other hand, I was born into an era where I should have been a boy. Growing up, I tried my best to be the boy that my father never had. And for many years, I struggled with it. Was I a boy? Was I a girl? Because on one hand, I didn't like dolls. I didn't like playing with other girls. If you looked for me, you probably will find me on a tangerine tree. Or you would find me barefooted in the neighborhood playing football with the boys. There were times in my life where I would have someone hit me on the head and say, "You should have been a boy." It was tough. But at some point in my life, I started to find myself. I realized I was different from so many other people. At some point, I wanted to be a female goalkeeper. And they told me, that's a man's world. I love maths and physics, so I wanted to be an electrical engineer. But then they told me again, there is no female engineer in our family. That's what boys do. And on, I got into the workplace. And it became a normal thing to be the only woman in the room. As I struggled through that process and I found myself, I found my voice and I made it a choice to continue to help women. More women get into leadership, and more girls becoming courageous to be who God has called them to be. I remember the last 10 years, I've had 3 near-death experiences. One was a car hijack. And I remember it very well. I shared it this morning because the bullet just nipped a little bit of my jacket. I was that close. The second incident was similar. I had 4 guns to my head, 4 notorious guys who were ready to go for the kill. They needed the car. It was a new one. But much more, what happened was the argument they were having on what to do with me. One said, let's kill her. Another said, let's take her with us in case the car stops on the way. Another said, no, just throw her into the bush. It went on and on. But while they had that debate, I knew that it wasn't time. So today, my word, my mantra is be unstoppable. Because irrespective of what you've gone through, your past should not define your purpose. Your present, take advantage of it. Because your future is waiting for you. And as I round up, there's a poem I remembered, and I'll read it very quickly, because I brought it up while I sat there. Today, I'm an accomplished speaker, best-selling author, a mentor to many. But the joy of completion is not in the success. It is in having stayed the course. It is for the persistence that I am grateful. I'm stronger today because of yesterday, and I don't doubt my tomorrow because today's strength is available. Dreams do come true, and you, my friends, are closer to yours. Little drops, they say, make a mighty ocean. And you, my friends, have a fountain to be thankful for. Go on now and count your blessings. Either 1 or 10, they're all relevant. Push yourself to do more, but recognize that every progress you make is a blessing. You are becoming something. Your dreams are unstoppable. Your goals are unstoppable. Everything about you is unstoppable because your God is unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think the moment you came here and you said your word, your first lines, I was just mesmerized by the way you speak. The beauty of your speech is totally spectacular. Thank you. You've actually taken me to my journey of my dreams. So I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Thank you for sharing that with us. A big round of applause to you. Would now like to bring upon our last speaker for this session, Rashmi Chadha. A big round of applause for Rashmi.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can't speak like that mesmerizing way because, but I want some participation from you guys. Not that much, but I need your claps. So, who all have traveled solo? Clap, please. Clap, clap. So you have to clap again. Who believe in this thing? If you think world is safe for women travelers, yeah, few support, but still, people are, worried about this. So I am Rashmi Chadha, founder of travel startup Woo Voyage. Woo Voyage is building a safe place and, customized tours for women travelers. But then there's another thing which is attached to it, empowering women. You know that women, we all are best in hospitality, and whichever country we are coming from. But still, when it comes to, jobs in tourism, it's very difficult to get that. And women are not earlier, like 5 years back, if you see, not many women were starting up their own, enterprise businesses. There are a lot of women who's doing as alone working as guides and, leading some of the trips. So I found out, I'll talk about India first, like how I come up with this idea. India is ranked 1 not to, it's not safe for women travelers. So from there, I thought, let's build up this thing. I found a gap that women needs job, women are learning foreign languages, women are driving cabs, and a lot of women who wants to travel India, but then they're worried. So we started from India, and then now we have more than 60 guides, all women, more than 100 cabs, all women. So, making it, trying to build up tourism ecosystem. But then again, I was traveling a lot. Like we have an office in Japan also, I'm very well connected. So what happened with Japan? See, again, it's the safest country, but then there is a language problem. So if a single woman, who have her business, she doesn't know how to, get those leads or clients. So now what is doing, it's creating a space for all women, like all over the world. They can come up on one platform and book their trips. So again, that's how we're doing it. But I want to share some data. When I thought of starting up this thing, people saying it's a niche, we didn't got the funding that time. After that, we got seed funding from Singapore. You know that in last, 2018, Google have shared the data that 600% searches are of solo traveling. Then on booking.com, 1 out of 4 are, again, solo traveler is booking that. On Facebook, there are 10,000 groups where 25 million people are using that, posting their queries about travel. Again, 70% are women, So women wants to go out, travel, and do their thing, but then it's not happening. Again, everyone is talking about their story. I have a long story, my all journey in my life. I was teenager. I was not from a very happy family. My mother and dad have their age difference. So growing through all that, but my mother always supported me. I've played 16 nationals in different sports. I was talking that even I was a girl who used to play out cricket with boys, because not many girls in India that time was playing different sports. So my mother always been supported to me. She has always taken us on a road trip. 20 years back, Indian women driving down the car and taking her daughters on a road trip to mountains. And she was supporting my dreams. When I was 17, I lost my mother in a road accident. Actually, somebody shot my mom. Actually, my mom was saving a girl who was getting, these goons tried to rape her. So, in dedication of my mother, to make it a safe country, better for women, started Woo Voyage. So my time is getting up, but then again, it's a very big, long story, and I can talk for another 2 hours. So we can do it later. And if you have any information, and women who own, hotels, properties, or she's a guide, you can connect to us. We want to empower more women. More power to women, empower women. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Yeah, we want to invite somebody?
Yeah, we have one very special guest here with us, Ambassadress of Lesotho, Mrs. Mapulin Poheli. Please come, ma'am. It's our honor to have you with us.
Thank you, ladies, for taking us on this scintillating journey as well. And I'd like to also invite Dr. Harbeen Arora. I'd like to invite 2 more special ladies. If I can invite Anne Bigging and Dr. Ingrid, please, onto the stage to give away the awards to these special ladies. Anne Bigging, she's from the healing hotels of the world. 2 powerful German ladies in the house. Dr. Ingrid, the Senior Vice President of Bosch Foundation.
Request Anne, Dr. Ingrid,
and Ambassadress Mapulin of Lesotho to join us in presenting the awards to the distinguished panelists here, please.
Naomi Asomedia, Exceptional Woman of Excellence.
Big round of applause for Naomi.
Pragya Prasoon. On behalf. Suchitra, on behalf of Pragya Prasoon, iconic woman creating a better world for all. Avantika Mehta, iconic woman creating a better world for all. Inform Etek Mitra, iconic woman creating a better world for all. On behalf of Kalpana Chaudhary, Yogita, iconic woman creating a better world for all. Mopolu Vasu Lebert, Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Rashmi Chadda, iconic woman creating a better world for all.
Call upon all of our awardees to come up on stage for a quick photograph. Ladies.
And for everybody in the audience, I think this is the time we rise and shine. Woo! Let's stand. Let's do a little hop, skip,
Too
and
much
a jump.
fashion in the house today.
A hop, skip, and a jump. A hop, skip, and a jump. Hop, skip, and a jump. Let's see. A hop, skip, and a jump. For extra reference, look at Maggie. Maggie, come on, show us a hop, skip, and a jump.